Welcome to reality NSFW coverage of the Challenge All-Stars 3, Episode 7. It's called Let's Make a Deal. It's Lauren Pratt. I'm Jonny Fairplay. Lauren, you're back.
I'm back. I've been a little gone here and there, but I'm happy to talk Challenge, and it's been a good season thus far.
Yeah, so this is fun. This is a pretty straightforward episode, but with tons of comedy. Why? It's trivia, but we'll get there. All right, let's begin. Previously on the Challenge, here's what's been cooking on All Stars. Jordan is in front of the grill, flips back some food to MJ, who catches it in his mouth and then has to smirk at the camera and give the break the fourth wall. I kind of liked it.
I'm happy you liked it because I know your feelings towards MJ a little bit, so
Sure.
I'm happy you dug it.
I looked past it. I put on my professional cap. Actually, I put on a Cincinnati Reds cap, and I was able to work past it. And so here we are, episode 7. Let's make a deal. I don't really feel like there were a lot of deals made. I felt like there were proposals, like poorly proposed deals.
Yeah, I gotta say, Ronnie tried a little bit, but too little, too late, in my opinion. I think Kellyanne, she had a couple pitches here and there.
Yeah.
I think at this point, people have their alliances in the house, and they're gonna basically stick to them.
Yeah. And Kellyanne is pretty. You don't want to go against Kellyanne at the end.
No, 100%. I would not want to. She has every box checked off, basically, if she makes it to a final.
Perhaps not puzzles. She did conquer her puzzle deficit last episode. However, I felt like that was almost a physical type puzzle, so it doesn't count.
That's fair. That's completely fair. I think everyone at this point definitely has some type of a weakness that they wouldn't be good at if they do make it to a final. But for me personally, especially seeing Kellyanne, how she ran the final in season 1, I think if she gets there, she's a top contender.
Yeah. So, I mean, because we saw Derek overcome his puzzle challenge in the last Eliminator, but it was a maze. It wasn't really a puzzle.
I agree.
So I don't feel Kellyanne really overcame her puzzle deficiency with by doing a more of a 3D. I don't know. It is by definition a puzzle, but I feel like it's something else.
You just don't want to give her that little bit of credit.
No. I'm listen. I like if it were a puzzle, I'd be like, boom, Kellyanne, like all check boxes covered. Whereas I think Jonny maybe has one more checkbox than she does.
Oh, I think Jonny versus Kellyanne in a puzzle, Jonny takes it every single time.
Yeah. So and the puzzles are the great equalizer on the challenge, and even in in TJ's final.
Yeah. Speaking of TJ's final, we're not quite there yet, so maybe
I thought we would be. I mean, because we were told that this was the last challenge in which the authority could sabotage someone. So I'm like, okay, well, we're setting up. We're finally going to get the stars explained. We're finally going to, hear what it takes to be in TJ's final. And it's like, not so fast.
No, they did not want to give us that quite yet. And are we surprised? Because they never give us the information that we clearly want.
Yeah. All right. Sam Higdon writes, will you guys be covering Challenge USA? Yes. Jonny, were you on the Challenge USA? Yes. I won. Spoiler. I'm so horrible. Like I always say spoiler after I give the spoiler.
Mm-hmm. You do?
It's a recurring theme. But peek behind the curtain. I may never, ever actually give real spoilers because A, I don't have them, and B, I was not on the Challenge USA.
And B, it's a lot better when we're wrong because we are wrong a lot of the time.
Yeah. So, and truth be told, people, I don't want to be on the Challenge USA. I mean, like, I know a lot of people saw the cast and were just like, whoa, Jonny Fairplay. Like, this is like screaming your name. You're wrong.
we've talked about it so many different times. I mean, I just don't see you winning many challenges out there, especially even
Like,
against the girls.
well, no, last week I could have beat guys or girls.
That's fair. That is
Yeah.
fair.
But I mean, in the history of the challenge, that's the only one I feel, because like today's Eliminator, like I'm watching the girls and I was just like, ooh, I think I could do this. And then I'm watching the guys. I'm like, oh no, I can't. Like what did they put in the guys' bags?
I have no idea. That was
Lead?
so heavy. I mean, just looking at how much they struggled. I mean, even Jordan never struggles really with physical things at all. And then just seeing the effort that he had to put in to pull that up, it was crazy.
Yeah, we'll get to my thoughts on Jordan and that Eliminator a little bit later. Oh, okay. So we start with "Can You Stop the Rain" by Peebo Bryson. Was not expecting Pete. Deep cut. Was not expecting this. I am familiar with the Peebo Bryson. When I was a kid, he was a station changer for me. So like back in the day, you used to listen to the radio and a song would come on. And if you didn't like it, you would have to physically walk over to your stereo and change the station. So eventually there were buttons you could press to go to another preset, and you would watch the needle or line physically move over. But nowadays there's a thing called a remote, and they're a lot different. So and you don't even have to do that. You just talk into your phone and tell it what you want it to play, and say skip song, or you talk to Siri or Alexa or whoever you do your dealings with. Or according to my Facebook, Sonos is listening to everything you say, and you're supposed to sue them. I don't know. I, for the record, have heard a Sonos sound system. Sounds pretty awesome. So I don't give a fuck if what's going to happen if someone's listening, Lauren. They're going to offer me shit that I want.
I mean, one could hope. You just don't know. I mean, at this day and age, everything's easier now. I mean, think about, as you just described, I never experienced that. I just, typically had the click of the button where I could get what I want on the radio.
Yeah, no. Like I remember like calling into the radio stations, waiting for almost an hour to get through, and then some, and like if you wanted something like not main, like if you waited long enough, you were going to hear whatever the fuck they were going to play anyways. And if you wanted to hear something that you really wanted to hear, if it wasn't what they wanted to play, they weren't going to play it anyways.
So there was no purpose of calling anyway. And also, you had those people that would call to win those prizes and would sit on their phone the entire day just to ring in to be the 100th caller.
I won a lot of those. So I worked post Virginia Tech. I worked at a company that sold pet supplies. Like they were a authorized IMS Eukanuba dealer, and so I talked to the pet stores and sold. I think you can get fucking IMS and Eukanuba at fucking Walmart now, but at one time you had to go to a pet store, and that was the dog food or whatever to get. And it still might be. It might. I don't think it is, but it might be. So IMS Eukanuba, if you're still good, congrats. If you sold out, more power to you. I mean, I'm ready to sell out right now. Just send the offer, and I'm here for it. But I in between calls, I would have my radio going. That once again you had to turn turn the little dial on, and I believe it was like the whatever radio station was. I believe they had the Bob and Tom show in the mornings, and I won a lot. I won like Aerosmith tickets. A lot of stuff because I had all the phone lines on at my job, because I'm in a fucking cubicle, and I have to have all these lines available. So I would tie them all up calling. So I would be caller 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96. So I just waited till it got to me.
So, just rigging the system as always.
I mean,
anything less.
Don't hate the player, hate the game.
Absolutely.
So, but I do remember watching Aerosmith going, are these guys lip syncing every song? And then I took a step back and I'm just like, you know what? They've sang the same songs for like 40 fucking years. So they're probably pretty good at them.
You would hope so.
Yeah, I mean, they have to be, right?
It's just a repetition. So
Yeah. But I still think they were lip syncing.
they very well could have been.
I don't know. It bothers me.
Collecting that money regardless, so it doesn't matter for them.
I stay up at night thinking about it. Did Aerosmith lip sync the entire concert? Because I can tell you, I saw Riff Raff a couple months ago, and he's singing, and as he's singing, he's hitting a blunt and drinking out of his cup, and the words never stopped. So unless he's the world's greatest ventriloquist, which I do not believe he is, because I'm more than positive he would be bragging about it. He was lip syncing. He was literally just playing the fucking record and performing.
Hey, do what makes you the money. That's all I can say.
Yes. So, but hey, love Riff Raff. Pete, sneaking some Riff Raff. Tiptoeing in my Jordans. I'm here for it. I got the record. I'm ready for it. But that is not on this one. And I do not have I might I don't know if you guys can see this, but right there is close to 1,000 records I haven't even gone through. So there might be Peebo Bryson in that stack. But I don't know that it is. So
You'll just have to follow up next week and let everyone know.
I'm not going through that.
I know you're not. But again, one can hope.
Okay. So for the Can You Stop the Rain, we have Godfather Mark comforting Jonny with an assist by Nehemiah with the blanket, and he is the size replacement for MJ for Johnny's cuddles.
Yeah, I just still don't think it's the same, even though you always have that other extra person where you say, oh, they can, make me feel.
There's no difference. There's no difference because we had both Jonny and MJ explain to us that there's nothing going on. So size is size.
Maybe not.
Okay, fair enough. All right. And we then learn from Jonny, it's now clear that the treehouse is working together.
I'm pretty sure it was clear before they even got into the game. I think they pretty much had that alliance before they even showed up.
Right? I feel that Jonny meant to say something else.
She very well could have. And
there's no way she is now putting together that the treehouse is for real.
Right, because she is the type of player that has enough social awareness to know what's going on in the game, and that's always her style. She's a very social player herself, and so she's always watching, and you even see later on in the episode where she says, I'm always looking at what people are doing, who's talking to who. So I think she knew that from the get-go.
Yeah, I think the verbiage was off, and she just let it go, and MTV was like, this is exactly what we need. But as a viewer, I'm just like, she did not just figure this out. There's no fucking way.
She's too smart for that.
Yeah. So, we then see Derek walk into the room, and he is now known as the Kingslayer with 4 stars. And he asks where MJ's crown is at, which I appreciated. And it appeared as though Jonny did not.
Jonny wasn't too happy about it, but I do love having Derek on a season. He's entertaining as hell.
No, go back and watch All Stars 1.
Well, okay, if we're talking All Stars 1, then yes, that was kind of not his best game in the sense of
it was horrible. It wasn't Derek. I mean, I'm saying, everything you liked about Derek, we didn't see. This episode, right, or the last 2 episodes personifies what Derek's all about.
Right, that's the Derek that they want. That's the entertainment that he normally typically brings. But yeah, bringing back All Stars 1 for sure. He kind of was just another number, in my opinion, in the house, but ramped it up a little bit in 2, went out early. But in this one, he's very relevant in this season.
Yeah, no, this is I felt he got enough time that it wouldn't shock me for a Derek win. I feel like all the stars are aligned for a Mark win. But I felt like they did enough work over these last 2 episodes that a Derek win, you won't be like, well, that came out of nowhere. You're like, okay, I can see it. Because I think right now on the board we have, for the guys, we have Mark, Brad, and Derek.
I don't disagree with that. I think that is pretty much the three in contention to win from the guy's side. I agree.
Whereas, I'm rooting for Nehemiah because he's a friend, and I'm also friends uh, with Derek and Mark Long, but I want to add Nehemiah to the mix as someone I'm rooting for, but there is no sign whatsoever that Nehemiah is in the running here.
Based on what we're seeing thus far in the season, I don't think Nehemiah stands a shot to win at all.
And I don't even think Wes does.
No, because anytime Wes is in a game, he's normally the person that is always getting the confessionals, is always like the front runner in terms of where the cameras are at. And then this season, it really hasn't been the case.
No. So, I mean, maybe he sees it as all-stars, and, even though he's the poison to ruin the fun, I think he does see it as fun. And so maybe he's laying low, but even laying low, I still feel like they would give him a little more airtime if he does win.
Right. There would be more of a storyline built around him.
Yeah. So we're not seeing it. So I don't know. I mean, maybe they called in some of Survivor's editors from 41. So
and they get the win out of nowhere, and you say, "Oh, I didn't even know they were relevant on the season," and then Sweet. Here they are winning it.
Nehemiah, congrats! So we then see a Skype call with Veronica's girlfriend Alexis. They've been dating 1.5 years, and she's a fan. So, what do you think about fans dating reality stars?
I find it interesting, but at the same time, it works out for some people. Sometimes it doesn't, because fans can be, stalkerish, I guess. I don't know.
It's weird. Like, I remember I was living in Los Angeles, and this is when all the reality stars used to go to a Saddle Ranch, whatever night we used to go. And Skater Rob was a bartender there. I want to say briefly Tanya Cooley was a bartender there, but like we used to, like, the Survivor kids would go, the Real World kids, Road Rules, amazing. Everyone would just, that's where the reality stars hung out. If you want to meet a reality star, go to Saddle Ranch, they'll be there. And I remember I was there one night, and this girl, she comes up, like, I was at the bar, and she goes, "I don't know who you are, and I don't care. Like, I see people acting like you. I've never heard of you. I don't know." And I'm just like, "Okay." And she goes, "What? Don't even bother telling me, because I don't want to know. It means nothing to me." And I was like, "All right, fine." So fast forward, an hour later, she's at my place, and she's like, "I can't believe you lied about your grandma." And she's like spitting off like 8 facts about my first season Survivor. And I was like, wait a second. Yeah. So no, it just depends. I mean, I don't want to play the role of question answerer in a relation. Like, that's why I have a podcast. So if you got questions, like, there's a Patreon. Go to adfreeNSFW.com and become a patron. We do a weekly Q&A, and I'll ask any question. For those of you wondering, most questions are not Survivor related, so bring them on, and you will get some very entertaining and interesting stories, I promise. So, and that's adfreeNSFW.com. But yeah, like, in a relationship, I don't, like, if there's a curiosity factor or whatever, like, that's not an issue, and I think it sometimes helps that someone likes you already, like, like, other than trying to win them over from the start. So, but yeah, but like, as far as like, I've got 8,000 questions about Survivor. Do you want to date? I'm like, no. Like, this is not where I want to spend my time in the relationship.
Yeah, I think that would just be really annoying, just having to hear question after question. Now, if someone's genuinely connecting with you, like, on a personal level, then yeah, I think it can work. But I can just picture some fans just like jumping the gun and wanting to ask so many different things that is not relevant to who you are as a person.
Yeah, it makes for strange pillow talk, because if it's pillow talk, it's really the last thing I want to talk about.
Yeah, probably not.
I mean, I'll show you where the immunity idol is, but that's about as far as we're getting. All right. So Ronnie and Kellyanne talk. That didn't go that great. I I didn't feel as to where Kellyanne offered anything.
The energy and the vibe was completely off the moment that conversation started.
Well, I mean, it's just like when you're going into a negotiation, it's just like, hey, I'm willing to offer this, and it what like I feel like Kellyanne was just like, hey, so I might have to sabotage you.
And literally just left it at that. There was
Yeah.
nothing that occurred afterwards.
Yeah, and Ronnie's like, it'd be cool if you didn't, and that's kind of, I mean, like, I'm more than positive there was more, but if that's the quote unquote highlights, then as I said, like for this episode to be called "Let's Make a Deal," that was not the best. That was not Angelina securing rice for the tribe.
Oh no, not at all. You need if you're asking for a negotiator to come out there, yeah, call her up.
Oh yeah. So who was the guy that was in the movie The Negotiator?
I don't know.
All right, somebody look it up. Sam will tell me.
Sam look it up. Sam always seems to know everything.
Like I feel like it's Samuel Jackson, but I don't think it is. I feel like it's like someone else. So anyway, it's time for Shooting Stars, and this is essentially slingshot trivia. Which, you know what, I don't think Darrell would have had a problem with this one.
I don't think so either.
No heights. I mean, like, yes, you're being launched, like out, but I think Darrell could do out. I think it's the up that there's. I think I could do that. I wouldn't like this, but I could do this.
I think most people would be able to do this because typically with trivia, it's the height thing for a lot of them where they don't want to be, over a building or something like that. With this one, you are above the water, but as you just said, you're not getting launched from super high up. And you're also going into the water a lot easier than I've seen them in most trivia ones where they are half the time landing on their back or their head. This one, they were like essentially landing on their ass.
All right. Oh, no, The Negotiator, Samuel Jackson. Boom, look at Jonny Fairplay.
Why do you have to always be right?
Well, it's Samuel Jackson and Kevin Spacey.
Okay, fair enough.
So, but it's Samuel Jackson is the negotiator.
There you go.
And I feel like there's a kid involved, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't want to know. I'm not going to go back and watch it. Hey, everybody, go watch The Negotiator. Proud new sponsor, reality
podcast, other than Blue Chew.
Yes, we don't really give them a lot of airtime, but man, they're so good. So I love the fact that they walk up for this challenge and they're looking around and they don't even need they just the smile on TJ's face are like, it's fucking trivia. And he just dies laughing. He goes, it's trivia.
I love how enthusiastic TJ is about trivia because it is great seeing people fuck up these questions. It is hilarious.
Yes. So it's time to distribute the sabotages, and Brad puts the sabotage on himself. And I'm sitting here going, okay. And then we go to the explanation. He's just like, I'm not good at trivia. So why do I need to create a new enemy? Like, I'm going to get some laughs by putting it on myself. There's no blood on my hands. I think it's a pretty smart move.
In this situation, he definitely made the right call because as you just said, if you know hands down you're probably not going to win the challenge, put it on yourself. You don't piss anyone else off. And then people, as we saw in their confessionals, they said, smart move by Brad. Derek even said it.
Well, some said smart, others didn't. I felt like it was like it's just like, what are you doing? And then like I felt like the people that thought about it got it, and the people that didn't were just like, what are you doing? But then the like think again, and then you'll get it. So
have the wheels spinning a little bit longer, and then you'll finally get to the right answer.
Yeah, good on you, Brad. I thought it was smart. I liked it. So Kellyanne, on the other hand, she chooses Veronica. And that gets a quick reply from Veronica, fuck off, Kellyanne.
I'm here for the banter between them, though. Honestly, it makes it entertaining.
Well, I feel like Veronica's picking up the slack that Sylvia left.
That is indeed fair. Sylvia is a firecracker.
Sylvia's great. I want more Sylvia on the All Stars.
I definitely think they'll have her back for sure.
But I
Because
don't want her back on the next. Like, here's what they've kind of been doing good and kind of not. Like, we get these people brought back into our lives, like after 15, 19 years. It's like, oh my god, I love them. I want them again. But then I don't want it to turn into what the regular challenge is with the same motherfuckers like 8 seasons in a row. So it's just like, okay, if we get them like every other or like, maybe 2 in a row and then we skip a couple, like if that's the format, I'm cool with that. But I don't need like as much as I love Sylvia, I don't need her on the next 4.
right, and also I think it could be one of those things too. So, for example, Ayanna, we didn't get her this season. I'm ready for her to come back on the next season.
Yeah, and Yesella. Like I think Yesella might have been back on this one if her knee surgery had been completed and rehab had been done.
Oh, I'm ready for her to come back as well. She was so entertaining.
What about the combination of Ayala and Ayanna? Or sorry, Ayanna and Yesella.
I would be here for it. Could you imagine?
I don't know because like I feel like Ayanna likes yes and Yesella does not. So I feel like if that's the case, I feel like they're on 2 totally different paths.
Well, and that's fine then because it makes for interesting TV. So it would be one of those things where I think they would either work closely together or be on completely different sides and be going at each other the entire game.
I think I'm for that. I mean, like, I
Yes.
didn't want Yes versus Wes, but then I saw it. I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm here for it. I think I want Ayanna versus Gisela.
If that is the storyline of a future All-Star season, then top tier, in my opinion.
But I wanted to go all the way to the end and not fucking end halfway like Yes and Wes.
Right,
Or
exactly.
Chris Noble and Dominic.
Well, and 2 is the same thing that happened with Nehemiah and Derek as well. That ended a little bit too early.
Yeah. So, yeah. All right. So, the first answer, I meant to change shirts. I am wearing a lion, so I guess it's appropriate. The answer was not Lion King. I do have the Johnny Exotic T-shirt in which my face is superimposed on Joe Exotic. Available at johnnyfairplay.com. I meant to switch shirts. How do you miss the Tiger King, John A?
I do not watch a lot of Netflix, and I still knew that answer. And you know it's sad if I know the answer.
Yeah. So, Ronnie shoots first at Kellyanne. and TJ's great. Kellyanne, see how fun this is? So, next, one of the answer, I can't remember who the question was for. I want to say Kayla, perhaps, but who allegedly assassinated Abraham Lincoln?
Oh, that was to Kayla. Yes, it was.
Okay, that's what I thought. And her answer was Paul Smith.
That was so bad. That one was so bad.
I mean, it was so bad, but as bad, like TJ lost, like he's like not even. Oh my god! And she, like, it was obvious that she was just throwing out, 2 words that that one could potentially be a first name and one could potentially be a last name. So, but here's a little peek behind the curtain on John Wilkes Booth. So, I had a roommate when I lived in Los Angeles named Alan Booth, and in the system, like in the U.S., there's certain names that are trigger names. So when you go through TSA, you could be potentially flagged. Still in the system for the U.S., Booth is one of those names because of John Wilkes Booth.
You learn something new every day.
Is that crazy?
Yes, that is crazy.
Like every time he flies, they're like, over here, sir.
That's insane. I would not want to have to deal with that.
Yeah, Booth. I mean, when's the last time? Like, do you remember another Booth other than fucking John Wilkes Booth? Like, how long has this been?
Like I said, you never know what to expect.
Yeah. So there you go. Peek behind the curtain. So we have Jonny's elimination here in the from trivia, and we get "Walk Away" by Kelly Clarkson. Another fun story. When I used to go to Saddle Ranch, most of the time we go on whatever night was the night. I want to say Tuesday night or Wednesday, whatever night it was. So, but we'd also go for Saturday or Sunday brunch because they had bottomless mimosas and bottomless Bloody Marys. And I would, at the time, my ringtone was "Because of You" by Kelly Clarkson. And I'd either work with, I would pick an alliance member to work the gag out with, but I would just kind of throw my phone in the middle of the table. And then I would have like either Rhino or Mark, Mark from Average Joe, Average Mark. I would have someone call my phone and it would be the "Because of You." And I'm like, whose phone is that? Who has Kelly Clarkson as their ringtone? And it was me.
Of course you would.
I want it now. Oh, all right. So, Veronica sends Ronnie into the drink instead of Kayla, revealing the pecking order of the treehouse. Not a smart move.
No, not a smart move. But again, they clearly weren't thinking, because most of the time when you do those type of games where you have the eliminators, you work something prior to and say, hey, we're aligned together, but I need to get rid of you so no one knows how close we really are.
Yeah. Like the move was Kayla there.
Mm-hmm.
So, because Kayla's not winning it.
Oh, hell no.
So, man, she's so hot. God bless America. But yeah. So, final question: who sings "Big Papa"?
There you go.
I knew you get me. I knew you get me back. This is the "Vinyl Me Please" reissue, which is a pretty hard one to get. And I'll show you this without trying to make that noise anymore. You're gonna dig this, Lauren.
I'm ready for it.
Ready to die. How cool is that?
Okay, that is awesome.
Is that a good looking vinyl?
Yeah. That's great looking, yes.
Yeah, way to go, Vinyl Me Please. So, all right. So, yeah, Big Papa wins it. And you know who also wins? Anyone that chooses to check out our sponsors.
There you go.
We're all trying to eat better, but healthy breakfast doesn't have to be boring. Magic Spoon has the amazing flavors you love, but without all the bad stuff. And it's amazing as a midnight snack right before bed.
0 grams of sugar, 13 to 14 grams of protein, and only 4 net grams of carbs in each serving. That's only 140 calories per serving.
It's keto-friendly, gluten-free, grain-free, soy-free, and low-carb. And build your own box. Available flavors to build your very own custom bundle are cocoa, fruity, frosted, peanut butter, blueberry, cinnamon, cookies and cream, and my favorite, maple waffle. Now, Magic Spoon recently brought back their 2 super popular flavors, cookies and cream and maple waffle. Thank goodness. But they're back permanently. And when these flavors were first introduced for a limited time, they sold out extremely quickly. Now, I'm here to let you know you can get them again or try them for the first time. Why? Because they're delicious and indulgent.
Jonny, Magic Spoon has so many great flavors that I really enjoy, and even my kids enjoy them. We have the cocoa, fruity frosted, peanut butter. All these are really great combinations. They enjoy waking up in the morning and getting some Magic Spoon right off to start their day great before they head off to school. I think everybody listening should give Magic Spoon a try, or if you've tried them already, it's time to reorder. Let's get you some more Magic Spoon and get your day started right.
Hey, when I finish a podcast late at night, the first thing I'm thinking is not sleep. It's let me grab a delicious bowl of Magic Spoon before I go to bed.
So go to magicspoon.com/survivor to grab a custom bundle of cereal and try it today. And be sure to use our promo code survivor at checkout to save $5 off your order. And Magic Spoon is so confident in their product, it's backed with a 100% happiness guarantee. So if you don't like it for any reason, they'll refund your money, no questions asked. Remember to get your next delicious bowl of guilt-free cereal at magicspoon.com/survivor and use the code SURVIVOR to save $5 off. Thank you, Magic Spoon, for sponsoring this podcast.
Thanks for sticking with us through the ad break. Don't forget, for more exclusive reality NSFW content, visit adfree.nsfw.com.
This episode of Reality NSFW is sponsored by Blue Chew. Say it with us, Blue Chew. Blue Chew is making waves and bringing more confidence to the bedroom by offering chewable tablets that can help men get stronger and longer lasting erections. That's right, we're giving away super hard dicks.
Blue Chew is a unique online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, but in chewable form and at a fraction of the cost. Blue Chew's tablets help men achieve harder, stronger erections to combat all forms of ED.
Blue Chew is an online prescription service, so no visits to the doctor offices, no awkward conversations, and no waiting in line at the pharmacy. And it ships right to your door in a discreet package. The process is simple. Sign up at BlueChew.com, consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within days. And the best part, it's all done online.
Blue Chew's licensed medical providers work with you to find the right ingredient and strength for your prescription. Don't like swallowing pills? No problem here. Blue Chew's sildenafil and tadalafil tablets are chewable. Blue Chew's tablets are made in the USA and they prepare and ship direct, so it's cheaper than a pharmacy.
Hey, if you're looking to give that immunity idol to someone, or you don't want to be voted out of a crater, don't worry, Blue Chew's got you covered. So if you could benefit from extra confidence when it's time to perform, visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information.
And we've got a special deal for our listeners. Try Blue Chew free when you use promo code SURVIVOR at checkout. Just pay $5 shipping. That's Blue Chew, BlueChew.com, promo code SURVIVOR to receive your first month free. And we thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the podcast.
Yeah, we do. We love Blue Chew. Lauren, you a big Blue Chew fan?
Oh, 100%. Top tier recommend.
All right. It's I love them. I love them. I have them instead of gum. Like if I'm reaching for a Tic Tac or a Big Red, if I see Tic Tacs, Big Reds, or Blue Chew, I'm reaching for the Blue Chew.
Now, what's the ranking? So after the Blue Chew, what would you reach for next?
I don't know. I like Big Red. I like Juicy Fruit. I used to be
for the Juicy Fruit.
I used to be a Bubblicious guy, but I don't even know if they make that anymore.
No, not the Bubblicious.
I can't. I got like a braces like behind, so that eliminates a lot of that. But I can do chewing gum. I can't do bubble gum. So anyway, all right. But hey, everybody do a Blue Chew, and when you're done and you're watching those carbs, have a bowl of Magic Spoon. You'll thank me later. All right. So it's time for the guys, and Derek says this is not trivia. This is how dumb can you look day is what this really is, and I think there's something to that. And Derek takes his first shot at Nehemiah takes his first shot at Derek, and we have Derek responding with "fuck yourself, Nehemiah." I'm like, whoa, this escalated quickly.
We had two of those, one from the girls' side, one from the guys' side. I mean, it's only fitting. We
keep it even. Wes informs the viewers that he's going to get the first answer wrong on purpose so that he doesn't put an immediate target on his back for being so smart, because Wes is obviously smarter than everyone else there, which he reminds us of constantly. And here's my problem with that logic. he says the wrong answer, and then it's explained that it's wrong, and then he gives the wink. It's a little convenient.
It is very convenient. But again, he's apparently the smartest person on the cast, every cast that he's on.
Yeah, but I mean, Wes, here's how you do this. You give the wink, you give the answer. Not after the reveal.
Well, he's just trying to cover himself for why he got the question wrong.
I think that's what happened.
Yes.
So, but anyway. All right, we keep going, and Brad doesn't know the Beatles. Holy moly, does he not know the Beatles?
But I also would have been in Brad's position, so Brad, I understand. I would have struggled with that question as well.
You don't know the Beatles?
I mean, I know who they are and everything, but like I couldn't list you the names. I mean, it's
Okay, name them now.
No, I would have to like go back and look.
You really can't name them now.
No, I mean, honestly, too, the other question that would have gotten me to is the Kardashian question. I was like, hell with that one, too.
Which Kardashian question?
The one
Youngest millionaire or the kid?
The kid one, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Forget that shit.
I have all Kardashians blocked on all my social media. Like my girlfriend's social media is every Kardashian. Mine, I have them all. Like I don't want to know. I don't care. They do not exist in my life.
They clearly don't exist in mine because I can't name off any of them really.
Okay. So, all right. Let's see. So when this happens, like I knew Beatles doesn't work with the time frame of Pete's song choices, but I was like, I felt like I was almost hoping for like Oasis, like like low budget Beatles. But no, instead we get Waiting for a Star to Fall by Boy Meets Girl.
So how much of a disappointment was that for you?
Oh, pretty strong. Pretty strong.
Okay, I figured.
And I understood why it was there, but like I just not as a follow to the Beatles question. Because I just had my sights set so high on something awesome to be Beatles related, and that was not it.
Well, to be fair, in Pete's defense, he can't always come in clutch with everything that you are wanting.
Well, as I said, like the time frame doesn't make sense for the Beatles, so, and like they have to pay to get these songs. There's no way. I mean,
Right.
like what would a Beatles song cost? Like more than the entire season.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, they don't have that type of budget quite yet.
Yeah. So, but next we see Nehemiah's elimination, and it seemed pretty peaceful at first, but then we get the replay, and oh shit, motherfucker! It was easily my favorite elimination.
Oh yes, Nehemiah, great.
Give
guy.
him some more airtime. I don't get it. I mean, like he's explained to us, the viewers, that he's laying low purposely. He's just like, look, you guys said lay low, just make it to the end, you'll win. And he's attempting to do that, but at the same time, I'm just like, all right, there's got to be a little more than Nehemiah telling us twice that he's laying low for him to win this game.
Do you also think the problem too? Because if you go back to last season, Nehemiah had all his people that also helped enhance the season a little bit more, and he doesn't have any of those people with him this season that are still in the game.
Well, I mean, he has Brad and Wes, so but Wes is taking a back seat, I think purposely,
Right.
and Brad, I think we're getting out of Brad everything we can get out of Brad. So, which is not a diss, it's just there's just more dynamic personalities.
Brad's the same way every single season that he's on. That's what you see is what you get with Brad.
Yeah. So as I said, I mean, just some people are more dynamic. So Brad's killing it.
Mm-hmm.
So,
He's a great player.
My AC just came on just like fucking. I have a cat that I believe stares at ghosts all day long and looks at them and communicates with them. And apparently the ghost just turned on my AC. That was so weird.
Is that the cat that gets stuck in the wall?
Yes. Talking to the ghost, because that's where most of the ghosts hang out, is in the walls.
There you go. That's the communication piece right there.
Yeah. So next is Kim and Kanye's kids. No fucking. Oh, I think one of them, his name is Northwest.
Sure.
I'm
We'll go with
guessing
that.
the other one's name is like Southwest Airlines. I don't know. This is coming from a
Maybe that
guy.
should be the next kid's name.
This is coming from a guy that's wearing Yeezys as we speak, but I don't know the names of any of the. Once again, I got them all blocked. So I don't have Kanye blocked. Oh my God, when he does Instagram, he makes it count. Woo! So, he went after Adidas this week. Oh, it's great. So, and that's who makes Yeezys.
Well, you never know.
Okay, so next, and I could have looked this up beforehand, but I'm doing it now. So Rocky Mountain Oysters is our final question. And I was always under the impression that Rocky Mountain Oysters were sheep balls. And let's see. It says they're bull testicles. Did you know what Rocky Mountain Oysters were?
No, absolutely not.
Yeah, I thought they were sheep balls, but I guess sheep might be the female of a ram or so. So maybe I'm completely so, but apparently they are bull testicles. Yeah. I knew that they were testicles. I did know that.
You at least knew half then.
Yeah. So if you're ever offered Rocky Mountain Oysters, what's your answer?
The answer would be a negative.
Okay. So what if it was a Survivor challenge?
Oh yeah, hands down, and anything competition related, I would go for. If I'm just casually wanting to eat something, I'm gonna say absolutely not.
Would you eat that like baby duck thing?
The balut?
Yeah.
Yes, because I would want to win.
Okay. So, well, if you're there, so the season 43 premiere of Survivor, we're gonna be at a pinball garage in Hamilton, Ohio, sometime in September, and there will be a challenge for a buff, and it will be a balut eating contest.
I will say this. I think that'd be much better because remember a couple seasons back, you used to do the donut eating contest. Like it was 12 donuts. I'd rather eat a balut than 12 donuts to win something.
It was so great. For the finale, we did the balut contest, and like there were 3 people, and there were 4, and 3 people got there, and the 4th participant like wasn't paying attention when we were doing it. And so everyone else had like a 5-minute head start. And it was just like, and I'm looking at the 4th bucket. I'm just like, what the fuck, dude? He's like, oh yeah. And so he walks over and just eats it in like 2 seconds and wins.
That's the way to do it. Just not even think about it, stick it in your mouth and let it go down.
That's what I preach every night at 1 a.m., Lauren. You're preaching to the choir.
That's what I'm here for.
Thank you. So Derek wins trivia, and Derek is checking his checklist this season.
Mm-hmm.
This is the Derek that I have loved as a challenge viewer. This is the Derek I want to see.
Going into eliminations, winning daily challenges. Yep.
Yeah, and doing the things that he doesn't like, winning a puzzle, but was really a maze. But I'll give partial credit, and winning trivia.
Right, and like we talked about with him in season 1, he never went into an elimination, didn't really compete as much, went to the final, but still this season he is ramping it up. He
went in with a lot of I think the psychology was correct on All Stars 1 because he went in with a lot of friends.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, we wanted to watch Derek be Derek.
Yeah, that's why they've had him on so many seasons of the challenge because of who he is, how strong a competitor he is.
Yeah, the pugnacious Derek. I mean, it's anyway. Well, we're getting it, and I like it. It's time for the house party. We get Tipsy by Jaquan, and at the house party we have beer pong and limbo. Now, have you ever done limbo?
I have done limbo, and I'm very bad because I am not flexible.
All right, hold on. One not flexible. This is totally unrelated. I just needed to jot that down. So I am a fan of limbo, but I am not a fan of limbo with people holding the stick, because people move the stick.
So you want it set up prior to?
I want a limbo set up with a bar and then pegs, and the bar lowers scientifically correctly with no room for user error.
Well, they clearly didn't do what you wanted them to do, but I
Not at all.
understand.
Yeah.
I get where you're coming from with people moving the stick, because they're like,
Yeah.
oh, my friend's going. Let me just bring it up just a tad bit so they can get through.
Yeah, like watch. I mean, like, and some people might not even be purposely doing it. I'm sure plenty are. But if you watch people doing limbo with people holding it, you will see one side go up and the other side go down and stuff. So I don't like that. So
I almost want to go back to that scene and see if that did happen for somebody, because now I'm intrigued to know.
oh, it always happens. So I used to go, like, we had a place called Skate Town, USA, where I grew up, and we had you did limbo on roller skates, so you shrink down and skate under it. So, and I was always on the smaller side, not everywhere, but I would do very well in limbo roller skating.
I have not tried it before on roller skates, but I think it would be even worse for me than it is just moving with me, myself, and I.
Yeah, but they had the bar. I mean, they had the bar with the fixed pegs and stuff.
Okay, well then that's what you would want to do then.
Yeah. So Sam Higness says, is reality NSFW coming back, or is it canceled? I think it's coming back. That's a Lauren question.
Yeah, so Cody and I are in talks with Professor Tim, and we will be coming back. Yes.
There we go. So, and also look for coverage of Survivor South Africa All-Stars, I guess, is the next season. So we'll be doing that. And I'll be watching. So I don't know if I'm going to be on every podcast, but I'm going to be watching. So we'll see. So
we're having tons of coverage coming up for everything.
Yeah. This is, I think, June is the slowest month of the year for us. But I mean, I say that, but we're finishing up Australian Survivor from 2019 coverage, me and Matt, and it's, oh my God, top 5 season of all time. This is so incredible, and no spoilers. And also just the Q&As, like what's been happening, like it's insane. So yeah. So if you feel like we're a little light on content in June, head over to the Patreon, ad-free NSFW.com. I think you're going to love what you're missing. I think we're picking up the slack over there. And as far as, upcoming stuff, get ready. I mean, we have Challenge USA. We got the next season of Big Brother. We have Survivor South Africa. So pretty excited.
And then Sarah and I are going to be doing some off-season coverage with Lyrsa from David versus Goliath with some things too. So we're going to have a ton of things coming on this channel.
Love it. So let's see. Ronnie talks to Veronica, and Kellyanne tries to interrupt, and that doesn't go well. So Kellyanne is sent to her room, and basically, Ronnie's just like, look, I haven't talked game with you. I'm the same person you know from before. And Veronica's like, I'm cool with that. She's a mom. She's here for her family. Like, we're good. And what we don't hear, but we later hear is, if you don't come after me, I'm not going to come after you. So next we see Mark telling Derek, go for a big kill. Now is the time. It's just like he goes, look, I understand that you have this personal vendetta for Nehemiah from All-Star 1. Fuck that. If you think you can beat Nehemiah in a final, then you need Nehemiah in the final. If you think you can beat Jordan or Wes, good luck. Make the big strike. And Derek's like, I'm worried because what we don't see anyone say, and I think this is kind of a fault of these 45-minute episodes versus 90-minute episodes, is I'm sure there were conversations with Jordan and Wes to Derek saying, hey, you put me in there, I'm going after the old guy.
Well, and also looking at it too, even with Derek contemplating that, knowing that Mark would probably be picked by one of them, he still did it and took Mark's advice, which I still think is good advice because Mark is right. You want to send people in as you get closer to the final that you do not think you can beat.
Yeah, and he's right.
Yeah. Oh, he's 1,000%.
Yeah. So, but I mean, I don't know that Derek beats Nehemiah, but I think I would love to see Derek versus Nehemiah, and we might see it.
We might. We're getting closer and closer.
So, got to figure out those fucking stars. Oh, so next, Kellyanne comes back down and makes an offer to Veronica to have her back, and we then learn that this is essentially the same promise that Ronnie made, but we didn't get to see it.
No, they did not want the viewers to see that. Here's my thing. I think Kellyanne is smart enough to do what she needs to do in order to keep herself in the game. And I would not be surprised if Kellyanne pulled the trigger and turned her back on Veronica.
Oh, I'm cool with that. So,
I'm cool with it too.
But here's the deal. So, I mean, if everything we've seen thus far is what made this episode Let's Make a Deal, then this is the worst fucking Let's Make a Deal ever. If the reason this episode is called Let's Make a Deal is the next like 30 seconds, then okay. But I don't even know if I name a fucking episode after a 30-second segment.
So what should they have named the episode after?
Shooting Stars. I don't know. Kardashian
at this point, you know.
Kardashian questions, wrong answers only.
That's also a good option.
Can we take that?
Yeah, we'll take that. Well, yes. You just gotta put something in there and say, "Hey, can we change the episode title to this? It's just more fitting."
Yeah, Southwest Airlines. I win every time. All right, so it's time for deliberation for the authority, and Derek says, "Let's swing big," and so they make a deal to both swing big. I'm guessing is why this is called Let's Make a Deal.
Very well could be, and they do. They decide to send in Jordan and Jonny, which I think, as we've talked about, are good options, especially with approaching the final.
You like the Jordan pick better than the West pick? Like, I feel Wes is the better pick because I feel like Wes potentially calls out Jordan.
Yes and no. My thing with it is they got what they wanted out of it in the end with Jordan going.
Yeah.
And in that situation, okay, so think about it this way. Maybe Wes does call Jordan out, but say Wes does call Mark out. Do you still think Mark wins?
I don't know. I mean,
Wes is good at puzzles, so that's my only thing where I still think Wes would have a good chance at that.
I think it was more than the puzzle. I think it was that fucking weighted sandbag and the rope, and we'll get there, but I have a problem with this challenge.
Yep, I'm ready to hear it.
Yeah, so but we'll get there. So it's revealed it's Jonny and Jordan. Nehemiah hugs Derek. I like this. Like, let's call it truce because they got to be friends. Like, what's wrong with the Nehemiah Derek alliance?
There's nothing wrong with it. You can have an alliance with your frenemy.
Oh, I don't even want them. I would just want them to be friends. I don't want them to be enemies.
But you kind of do, though, because I remember you saying you were so here for it last season with them going at each other. So you're changing your mind here on me. Yeah,
well, I mean, I like people I like to like each. Well, I mean, I guess I'll let it go with. I mean, I don't know. I don't think I like that feud. I think after processing it, I don't think I like it. I think there's other feuds I would rather see. And first and foremost, I'd rather see people that just don't like each other. So not frenemies, not like people that could potentially be friends, There's plenty of people that you can hate. So just hate the people that you hate.
So maybe future season, hopefully they just bro down and are the ones that run the show, because now you're manifesting something here.
I would like to. I hopefully. So, All right. So Jordan is told it's him. He goes, "Hey, it's just more highlights. Like we're trying to make a TV show here." And Jordan doesn't know how to make some highlights.
Jordan always knows how to make some highlights.
Yes. So Jordan calls out Mark and one lead dog, the motherfucking Godfather, apparently. That's how Mark refers to himself. And so the ladies are up first. This seems so anticlimactic. Like I didn't feel like this right here I could do. Like I didn't feel the bag was that heavy. So do you remember the name of the Eliminator?
I do not. I didn't take
Okay.
notes. Shocker,
Yeah.
we know.
All good. All good. So anyway, the Eliminator happens, and you had to pull up your puzzle pieces in a sandbag, get them to the top of this pillar deal. Once they're released, go over and make a 6-piece puzzle. You know, a big deal. Which on Big Brother takes a lifetime apparently. So Jonny wins, and I'm just like, this kind of sucked. Like there was nothing difficult about. I didn't feel there was anything difficult about this.
And you're saying that too because do you think that it was too light?
Yeah, I think it was too light.
Okay, yes. Okay, that's where you're going with it.
Yeah.
And then they went to an extreme when they did the guys.
Yes. So now it's time for the guys, and holy moly, these bags do not weigh the same. So
No,
and
not
I'm
at
guessing it's based on weight proportion potentially, or maybe they're just like girls are doing 50-pound bags, guys are doing 100-pound bags. I don't know. So, but I was unaware of this because like I'm not familiar with Jordan, prior to this. Like, I watched a lot of early challenge stuff, and then I've been watching a lot later. I missed that middle with Jordan. So I was unaware that he has half a hand on one hand. Did not know that. Kind of fucked up that that Jordan's the guy going into this Eliminator. Like it wasn't like Mark was in the Eliminator or Wes was in the Eliminator and called out Jordan. So like if one of them's in there, sees the challenge and it's just like, ooh, I could have a huge advantage if I call it. I could potentially have a huge advantage calling out Jordan because one of his hands is half a hand.
Right.
Production knew that Jordan was the guy.
Correct.
I just think this is kind of a shitty Eliminator. So I mean, maybe it was all on paper. Maybe just like day 15. This is it, and it probably was. But I don't. It just left a bad taste in my mouth.
I totally understand where you're coming from. I mean, I've watched the seasons that Jordan has competed on, and he kicks ass in basically
it's obvious.
any elimination that he goes into. It's just great and phenomenal to watch what he's able to do.
This was not great and phenomenal to watch.
No, it was painful to watch.
Yeah, I didn't like it. And I love Mark. I mean, I think Mark is one of the nicest guys on the planet. I mean, he is the Godfather. He deserves everything. But I didn't like it. I did not like it. So
I did feel bad for Jordan in this sense because he is such a good competitor and just you're right. You're at a severe disadvantage with the format of how this elimination was if you're Jordan.
I feel like there was no chance.
Well, but see what he was still able to get it up there and had an opportunity at the puzzle, but we don't know how long Mark was standing.
I don't feel it was that close. It didn't feel like it was that close.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. We don't know how long that the difference was in time, but I agree with what you're saying here in terms of how the elimination was formatted and all of that.
Yeah. So no, I mean, I get it. As I said, I know Survivor will tell you that, hey, we had this plan on this day. We had this plan, sure, I believe you, I guess. I mean, Australian Survivor, I think it's real convenient that whenever someone that really makes good television, there's always some crazy twist. And I'm just like, fuck yes, you're making a TV show. I don't give Look, I don't care if I'm out there or not out there. At the end of the day, your goal is to not give Jonny Fairplay $1 million or $500,000. That's not your goal as a production company. Your goal is to make a great television show and to make it as great as possible. So when someone that's great TV is about to go, you're like, fuck, we could really use them for the last 3 episodes. And they do a crazy twist. I'm just like, yeah, I'm for it. So I hope I'm that person.
You go, I'm for it. Was that really planned? Probably not, but I'm still okay with it because someone that is entertaining and giving you great television is still going to stick around.
Yeah. So Sam says, did you see Jordan's Instagram post? Sam Hignan, it was a kid with Jordan's condition, and the kid was so amazed by Jordan, and a lot of challengers have responded to it, including Jordan, Naya, etc. Okay. I don't get what the point of Sam's post was, but I believe you. Apparently, it was inspirational.
Yes, I think that's what Sam's saying. Yes.
Okay, but I still don't think it's fair. I don't give a fuck if it's inspirational or not. Like, yeah, it's inspirational as fuck, but that's not. Yeah, it was a few weeks ago. Okay, so yeah, no, I love inspirational, but I believe in fair play. So, all right, so yes, so for Mark's win, we get "It's All Coming Back to Me Now" by Celine Dion. I do not have that on vinyl, and Sam says it shows representation matters. Okay, cool, got it. I was just wondering where you were going with that. And so Mark wins, and Mark explains Jordan ran into a bigger fucking legend tonight. And we see that Naya loses her security blanket. We see some scenes from the season with Naya and Jordan, and we didn't see the scene in which there was a blanket involved.
We did not see that scene. Of course, you would be the one to like point that out, and that would just be right engraved in your mind.
Oh my god! Oh my god! I guarantee Jordan's got some skills. I guarantee Naya's got some skills. Let's give it up for the skills and get up for BlueChew.com, promo code Survivor. All right, so Jonny and Mark now with 4 stars, but it don't make a fuck because we don't know what they mean.
No, we don't. And we may never find out because we keep thinking we're going to and we just don't.
Yes. So Jonny, upon beating Ronnie, we then learn from Ronnie that Ronnie doesn't have a flexible schedule. All right, Ronnie. I understand. However, we're post-COVID, according to Southwest Airlines. I flew to Nashville the other week. They said COVID's over. So just throwing it out there. Even though I know like 6 people with COVID right now, according to Southwest Airlines, they said over the intercom when I boarded my flight that COVID is over. You don't have to wear a mask. So yeah, the whole premise of All Stars is a much tighter film schedule to kind of open it up. So Ronnie, talk with your bosses. I think you can work out one more.
I think she could too. I mean, I wouldn't want to see her back next season, but maybe like 2 seasons from now or something. I would be fine with seeing a Ronnie appearance.
Yeah. All right. Sam does not pay attention here. Sam Hignan says, "What are the chances Nia and Jordan hooked up?" Did you not see? What was it 2 episodes ago? Like they're talking about how they were kind of attracted, and then it shows them in bed, and then you see movement in the bed. Like serious movement. I mean, like, unless he was showing her how to do the worm with her underneath of him.
Oh god. I mean, Sam must have been getting a snack or something during that time. I don't know.
Apparently. Yeah. So I mean, maybe, and there is plausible deniability that was what was going on. A lot of people this is kind of a throwback show, and so maybe maybe earlier in the evening he's like, hey, let me show you how to pop and lock, and then they work their way to the worm, and he showed her in bed, she was underneath him. So Sam can't access the episodes in Canada. Oh man, you know what? But instead you get free healthcare, so I feel like it's a fair trade. All right. TJ says, congrats, you're in the top 10 and nothing else. And it looks like a Naya tap next week, but I think that's a red herring.
I do too. I agree with you.
Yeah. So I don't think they would just give it away.
No, they wouldn't do something like that.
Yeah,
They're too
I mean,
smart for that.
yeah. So all right. So with that, you got a couple winner picks.
Oh,
Hadn't seen in a while. Like to know your thoughts.
I do think, because we've talked about it, Derek's had a big enough storyline thus far in the season where I do think he is in contention to win this. So I'm going to go Derek for the guys. And then I'm going to say if Kellyanne is able to make the final, I think she has a strong chance to win. And then also I'll throw in Jonny in there.
Okay. I'm going Mark. I think this is the swan song. I think we get a Mark win, and then Mark puts the full-time producer hat on moving forward.
I would be fine if that were to happen. I would be here for a Mark win. He gets his win and then can just do production from there on out.
Yeah. So because I think he sees stuff, and I'm sure he passes it on, and they take it like rumor and innuendo. The second they get there, he is no longer a producer. So, but at the same time, like, he's still a producer.
Yeah, just a little bit, yes.
Yeah. But I would like to see Mark really, really wear that producer hat.
Me too. And he will do an amazing job with it because he's the one that got all of this going, all of this running, and look at it now.
Yeah. And he deserves the swan song.
Yes.
So for the ladies, I like Kayla just because I like Kayla.
Well, I didn't know you were gonna say that.
Yeah, but I'm here for a Kellyanne or Jonny win.
There you have it.
So there we go. So with that, everyone, if you like the podcast and would like to support the podcast, go to Apple Podcast or wherever you podcast and click the like button and leave a 5-star review. Or click the subscribe button, leave a 5-star review and write a review. Just say, hey, it's fucking great. I love these guys. And because that makes a difference in showing up in the rankings and stuff like that. And we haven't had a call to action for people to do that in quite some time because I forget. But I remembered today. So yeah, go leave a 5-star review. It takes like 2 seconds. Just be like, they fucking rock and leave 5 stars. And also go to youtube.com/realitynsfw, click the subscribe button and, do the thumbs up or whatever. And feel free to leave a comment and let me know what I got wrong this week because I always get something wrong. And I see it and I probably won't respond, but I do see it and it bothers me and I have trouble sleeping at night. And but of course, the best way to support the podcast, by far, no contest, become a patron. Go to adfreensfw.com. There is a $5 tier that gets you all the Australian Survivor coverage. There's a $10 tier that gets you everything, including the weekly Q&A. You get added to the secret Facebook group, and you get to ask questions. And if you want to join us as a co-host on the Q&A, you're welcome to do it. So go to adfreensfw.com to kind of get you through this these next few weeks until everything hits the fan with Challenge USA, with the next season of Big Brother, with Survivor South Africa, and everything else that is going on. So check us out, adfreensfw.com. If you don't like it, let me know. I'll send your money back. I don't give a fuck. No one's been held hostage yet. So with that, thank you, Lauren. And thank you, Jonny Fairplay. And thank you, everyone. And we'll see you.
I missed my cue there. My bad.
Say bye, everybody.
Bye.
And for more reality NSFW content, visit adfreensfw.com.